What's going on? So today we're going to continue our series and be reacting to the top shooting guards of the 2020 season. Okay, so continuing on with our series, we're just going to talk about the best shooting guards and see where we go, see what we disagree with, and whatnot.
You know how it goes by now, ranking the best shooting guard from every NBA team. And the top 10 will have their rankings compared to what they were last year. So let's get started. With number 30, the Hornets and Dwayne Bacon. A Hornets player at 30, no surprise. 29 goes to the Hawks.
I think Devontae is starting at shooting guard.
Game's got potential, but it's still been off to a slow start.
But again, this video is like a month or two old, I think.
The Wolves take number 28 for Jarrett Culver. The spot could have gone to Culver or Trevion Graham, depending on how you look at who plays what position, but either guy would have ended up here, so it's not a big difference. Then Wes Matthews takes number 27 for the Bucks, and it's a slow year for Wes.
They're probably really missing out on Brogdon.
At this point, but he is a solid fit in Milwaukee system. 26, the Cavs and Darius Garland. Cleveland's really been playing 2-point guards in the backcourt, but we'll just say that Garland's playing shooting guard. And it didn't make sense why they drafted him when they already had Sexton, and the pairing isn't going to work long term, but they have been a solid duo so far. 25, the Grizzlies and Dylan Brooks.
He's actually been scoring really well as of late. I feel like every time I look at the box score, he's like 20 points.
For Memphis, assuming he keeps up the same progression. Then the Mavs take 24 with Tim Hardaway Jr. With the breakout of Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway's really lost his role in Dallas. He's been a near 20-point per game scorer in the past, but he's only needed off the bench, so he's putting up right around 12 points a game.
I think he's starting at small forward or shooting guard, whatever Luka doesn't play.
I talked about how in last video, Luke looks like one of the most improved players this
Luke
year.
Kennard, yeah, he's been pretty well. He's been out for a long time. I thought they said 2 weeks, but it's been about like 3 weeks, maybe even 4 by now.
Other great mid-tier shooting guards in the league. Then
I'd be surprised if the Pistons trade him.
So far this season, Harris is averaging 10 points a game. Down from his 12.
Yeah, he's been pretty disappointing.
His 17 a game from 2 seasons
but really efficient at least.
Injuries and has been losing his spot on the stacked Nuggets roster.
Good defense.
We know how good he is and how good he can be. He's just not getting the right opportunity to play as good as he should be right now. 21 goes to the Magic and Evan Fournier. Fournier's been in the
he might even be a little bit higher, I think, now.
The same stats for nearly his entire
I think he's averaging a little bit above 20 points a game this year.
And while he hasn't really developed much in the past 4 seasons, at least he stayed consistent. Number 20, the Heat and Tyler Hero. Fournier may have slightly better stats than Hero, but Tyler's coming off the bench, and I really wish we could see him starting.
I don't know, who would you rather have, Hero or Duncan Robinson?
So I can't complain.
They're both averaging about the same, but Hero could create his own shot. Duncan Robinson is just a sniper, man. That's an interesting question. Let me know who you guys would have down below, Hero or Duncan Robinson.
I don't know how high RJ's ceiling really is. I mean, his draft comparison was Chris Middleton, and that makes a lot of sense based on how he plays. But Chris plays
I can see the Middleton thing.
And RJ plays more like a point guard, which makes things pretty interesting. I could definitely see Barrett as a 25-point per game scorer down the line, so let's just hope the Knicks don't ruin it. Then the Nets take 18 with Caris LeVert. And I'm a big fan of Caris. I mean, he's got potential.
He's always hurt, though. That's the problem.
Season, but then got injured, and even came out this year putting up 17 a game before going out again with thumb surgery. And it's definitely started.
It's really holding him back. Injuries are really going to be his issue all year, all career.
Junior and senior seasons of college, which also cost him to miss 25 games as a rookie. Then, like I said, he was injured last year and hasn't started off this season any better. All the potential in the world is there, but only if his body can handle it. And 17 might be a little surprising with the Lakers and Danny Green. I mean, the man's averaging 8 points a game.
I don't know about this one. Alright, he's a great fit next to LeBron and all. Great in the system, good defensive player. That's a little too high for me.
Players that are ranked below him. And that average is right in line with Danny's career.
Yeah,
but Green's one of the very top.
It's pretty low for too high for me. I'd have him much lower.
Great 3-point shooter, spreads the floor, and his hit clutch shot.
I'd probably take Hero and Duncan Robinson above Danny Green.
Championship team, and because of that is why he ranks in at 18. Number 16 goes to the Raptors and Fred VanVleet. Fred's a certified point guard. I mean, he's been scoring, but the Raptors are also playing 2 points.
There's a lot of most improved candidates this year. Like, I think he could be a candidate as well. Even his teammate Siakam. There's a lot of players.
And he's in a contract year right now, which is a great position for him, especially considering that Kyle Lowry's $31 million contract is up after the season too. So hopefully he stays in Toronto, gets paid, and keeps playing as good as he has. Then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander takes
another MIP candidate right here.
He's come a long way in just a year. Last year, Pat Beverly ranked over him for the Clippers as their best point guard, and now he's moved all the way up to the 15th highest ranked shooting guard. And I even wanted to rank him higher, but for now this is where he stays. And
yeah, he's been having a great season.
The Kings for Buddy Hield, and it's nothing exciting. Buddy's playing the same as he was last year, and the Kings still aren't a playoff team. And someone in a similar position is number 13 for the Bulls and Zach LaVine. And this is a...
Alright, let's see who he has above Zach LaVine. He's having a crazy year, offensively at least. Again, always, defense is always going to be an issue. His team not winning is always going to be an issue. And they're incredibly hurt, so...
A big step back from where LaVine ranked in last year. And
let's see who they have above him.
Great coming out last season, but now he still looks the same, and the Bulls are yet again still a terrible overall team. I mean, at this point, he's just a slightly worse Devin Booker. But I really thought Zach was headed in the right direction for himself and the team to get a lot better this year. And I was wrong. But hey, I guess it's still early in the season, so things could change. 12 goes to the 76ers and Josh Richardson.
I would probably take Zach LaVine over Josh.
Lost in the shuffle with Philly, but he's in the opposite. Has fit in perfectly with them and been a great replacement for Jimmy Butler. The man's always great on defense, and on offense, honestly, some nights he doesn't show up, but others he'll put up 25 or 30 points a game. And with a team with as many stars as Philly has, performances like that are just what they need every once in a while. Then the Celtics have number 11 for Jaylen Brown.
He'd probably be a little higher on my list by now.
Into the league, then have been taking until the
again, this video is a little bit older, so...
start to turn into that player. But Jaylen's one of them, and he moved up a good amount of spots from where he was at last year, and now definitely deserves to rank here. He plays both shooting guard and small forward, but we're classifying him as a shooting guard for now, which means he does beat out Marcus Smart even though he's been phenomenal on defense so far. And Jaylen moved up a good amount of spots, but number 10 moved down a good amount with the Spurs and DeMar DeRozan.
I wouldn't have Jaylen above him, so maybe he is 11, I don't know.
Now, is last year he was just coming off of his Toronto run as a 4-time All-Star who had averaged 27, then 23 points a game in his past 2 seasons there, and helped lead the Raptors to the best record in the East that last year. But now we know that 27-point season was his peak, and now he's been back to his average of putting up around 21 points a game consistently, and
he stopped shooting the 3 all over again. In Toronto, at least, later on, he shot some 3s.
Into the top 10 of this list, but I gotta justify the big drop from last season. Another guy whose ranking dropped only slightly, though, was Jrue Holiday for the Pelicans at number 9. And this is where
he's still been playing good in my mind. Great.
He was on last season. And not because he got worse or anything, but simply because a few guys ahead of him got a lot better. And we'll get to those soon.
That's fair enough.
Although he's a star-level two-way player that's surprisingly still only 29 years old, and also surprisingly is already in his 7th season on the Pelicans. And he still doesn't look like he's headed anywhere. The Pelicans aren't as good as expected, and Jrue's still signed there through 2022.
They're kind of close to playoffs right now. I think they're 4 games out, and they're trying to make that playoff push, so let's see if Zion can help with that. They're finally kind of all healthy, so...
Then there's number 8 with CJ McCollum for the Blazers. And McCollum ranked in outside of the top 10 at number 12 last season. Now he's never taken that next step.
Yeah, I mean, he got a lot better. Defensively, he got a lot better. There was a time he was averaging 1 block a game. He's still pretty close to it. About a steal as well. Great efficiency numbers. Now, him and Jrue, though, the shooting is much better with McCollum, but the defense is much better with Jrue and the playmaking. But the scoring probably goes in CJ's favor as well. It's, yeah, I guess to each their own.
He used to be thought of as an equivalent to Bradley Beal, and since then Beal's gotten a lot better, and CJ's consistently just averaged 20 to 22 a game. But his performance in the playoffs last year and showing that he can really go when it matters is what moved him up to the number 8 spot this year. Of course, we'd like to see him get better every year, but at least we know what we can always expect from him in the backcourt with Lillard. I mean, maybe if he did improve, they wouldn't have gotten off to such
so instead of Curry, are they going to have Clay on this? I don't think they're going to have Clay. Probably D'Lo.
With Devin Booker. And Booker was ranked in at 6th this time last season, but again got moved down because other players got better, and because the Suns still aren't a great team.
I mean, Booker's putting up about the same numbers, better efficiency, and they were winning more games. They're out of the playoff standings right now, but they're in the hunt, so maybe with the trade they could try to get back into that playoff hunt.
The hot start and people were excited, but they didn't keep that up. And that's why I like to wait things out before getting my hopes up too much. Because I remember a few years back, the 76ers started out 5-0, then finished with one of the worst records in NBA history. So I like to wait 10 to 20 games before really judging a team. I mean, they still can get things back on track, though. because they have a 10 times better team than they used to. Not even to mention DeAndre Ayton will be back before too long. And the better the Suns play, the
Aaron Baines been playing amazing too.
But for how they're playing as of right now,
Oubre, amazing. Another MIP candidate.
Pacers and Victor Oladipo. All right, soon
He didn't even play this year though.
But we're not there yet because last year I had Victor Oladipo as the second best shooting guard in the NBA. And while he basically hasn't,
I don't think you could put Oladipo on it. He didn't even debut yet. He's gonna soon, but
how good the Pacers have been without him.
he probably might have already by the time this video comes out.
On the team, their success has shown us that maybe he doesn't make as big of a difference as we thought. And the other reason is because this injury has taken him out for a long time. So when he does come back, who knows how long it's going to take him to get back to his all-star form again. Then for the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell comes in at number 5 this year, and that's 4 spots.
Damn, this top 5 is going to be kind of stacked.
Last year, and I don't think this one can be argued.
Yeah, I guess Jaylen Brown makes sense at 11 then. I was disagreeing with it at first, but after seeing these guys, yeah, I agree with it.
26 a game, and he's still 23 years old. It's going to take him a little while longer to rank higher than the players ahead of him, though, because of how good they are. With guys like number 4 in Bradley Beal for the Wizards. And Beal was
damn, so who are they going to have?
And I really wish he would have got
Harden should be 1.
Putting up almost 30 points a game every single night.
Paul George.
Are still losing, but honestly,
2.
there's only so much this man can do. And that may sound
I think they're gonna have Clay on it, unless they already did the Warriors and I just don't remember. But I didn't see D'Lo.
And speaking of John Wall, no disrespect to him, and you hate to see a player get injured like that, but that was probably the best thing that could have happened to Bradley's personal career. And I want to say
yeah, it really helped him take off.
26 years old, he could still be the leader of the
but there was some talk that he's not happy in Washington, or like, I don't know, he just hated what was going on right now.
But hey, if they keep drafting guys as good as Hachimura, who knows? Number 3, the Warriors with Klay Thompson.
Yeah, and this is another guy, another one that didn't play yet.
Just like Steph's ranking for point guards, though, this
I don't know.
might not be too exciting because Klay's still injured and the Warriors are still trash. But
he might not even play at all this season. That I would have strayed away from, and I probably would have put D'Lo in.
Number 2, the Clippers with Paul George. And I don't have a ranking for PG since he was in the small fours video last season, but he's here now and over Lou Williams because he's playing.
He's missing a lot of games too. Him and Kawhi, I feel like they haven't really played that many games together. And when it comes to playoff times in like a few months, they're really gonna need to change that because they need to build their chemistry.
MVP race or anything, but at this point, Paul George is still easily a top 3 two-way player in the league. And the Clippers are making things look way too easy with 2 top 3 two-way players. And then number 1 is obviously James Harden and the Rockets. Of course, in the same spot as last year. Even though he's leaving everyone in his dust and playing much better than last season. It's crazy to think that just a couple of years
he's been having a really bad January though. I think he's averaging like 30% field goal, 20% 3. Still above 30 points somehow.
Or Klay was the best shooting guard in the league. And since then, Harden's blown those discussions out of the water, putting up almost 40 a game every night.
Yeah, I think he's still averaging about 37.
Last season when he was the runner-up for MVP. The only question now is, can he actually win it with guys like Luka, LeBron, and Giannis also stepping up so much?
So that's all. For the most part, I agree with the video. I thought it was a pretty good video. One big issue would be Klay Thompson for me. And Oladipo, I guess, they both haven't played. So, Klay probably won't even play this season. So, that's a big, tough one. I don't know if I'd have him. But for the most part, it was pretty good.